Tinubu, I don't know if you watched that video in Baramatu and all the things he said concerning the standard flag bearer of the PDP. And they've come to reply once.
I don't know if I'm allowed to show some element of bias here, because I'm supposed to analyze this particular, issue in a very objective manner.
Okay.
But I have been chuckling because of the fact that if I have to analyze, strictly, I'm going to show some obedience to being biased. You understand? Now, the issues are not far-fetched. You see, it's all comedy that we see whenever they are doing campaigns in Nigeria. I thought narratives like this should have changed. But you find that the attack on personalities is what is dominating, campaigns, and which is not proper. If you go to the Electoral Act, you find that the Act specifically warned politicians and candidates, to be charitable with their words when, they're going campaigns all over the country. That they should do what they call issue-based, campaign, processes. I think the only person, if I'm allowed to say, that has, really focused on issue-based, whatever is P2B. If you look at it, he's been churning out statistics. He has told you that a price of bread is this. He will give you the arithmetics of how they arrive at that price and what they're going to do with the money collected from it. These are issue-based, matters. Some might say that the statistics are wrong. I don't know where and how they overcame and have that baptismal right to begin to recalculate what he has calculated. But I feel that he is the only one that's really shown that is, engaging what I call issue-based campaigns. The other one, if you look at what Tinubu said, whether in Delta or wherever he went to, those are not issue-based campaigns. The fact that APC in all states and the federation ran down the country is a textbook that we already have in front of us. You understand? We don't need any other person to come and tell us that, the government has run the country aground. So people should not use that to begin to campaign. What we are asking now, how do you bring us out? You understand? Because like Jackson, Jesse Jackson once said, he said that do not look down on a man. You look down on a man, that I look down on a man only if I give him a hand to raise him up. You understand the point? Okay. So if I'm going to look at what APC has done to the country, yes, we know that they ran the country aground. I sweep this on this side. But this is what I am going to do now. Because even my old grandmother in the village knows that there's palpable hunger and insecurity everywhere. I don't need to use that to campaign because already what we call a notorious fact, as the case may be.
Okay, so let's take this comment by the Obidati campaign organization. It says, providing the numbers shows Peter Obi's preparedness for the high office of the president if and when hired by Nigerian voters come 2023. The media office said so. The Obidati media office said it was aware of the inability of some candidates in the presidential race to cope with Peter Obi's speed and deep knowledge of issues. Well, this is the statement and reply by the Obidati campaign to Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
And Bola Ahmed Tinubu didn't want to even mention his name. And he says that the statistics that Obi has been reading out, they are faulty, that even an Indian cannot solve it. Those arithmetics that he's bringing out.
I understand. That is not the issue. The issue is that he's bringing out statistics. He has brought out statistics that has to do with power and why we are having power issues in Nigeria. Everybody knows that we have that kind of problem here. He has brought out the issue of Nigeria being a state at war with itself. His statistics might not be accurate, but they are correct. You understand? Because there's a difference between accuracy and correctness. You understand? You might not have some, facts that are accurate, but they are correct as to an extent.
Okay.
If I say that there is hunger in the land, or maybe all Nigerians are hungry, or there's hunger in the land, it's different from all Nigerians are hungry. It depends on how you want to view it. So what Obi did was to say that these are statistics I have. The only way you can disprove the statistics that Obi has brought forward is for you to bring counter superior statistics. to outweigh the statistics that he has brought before everybody. Not for you to just, sweep it off with a wave of the hand to say he's giving false statistics, whereas you have not, taken us to the particular statistics that he has given you false information. The statistics he has dropped before you is the statistics that say go and verify it. Now, if you go to verify, you now find out that those things he said are not true. You have to come out in the same platter and manner that he dished out those particular statistics. You have to come with a counter statistic. You show it to the world that no, you didn't do this. This is how it is. As the case may be, you lied. Then we can now understand and have a different view of all these issues. Otherwise, like I said, Peter Obi is the best prepared candidate for me. As I know I'm showing some element of bias in this because I am saying that for me, I know that he's the best prepared candidate. If you ask that young man to move it to Aso Rock this morning, hand over power to him, I know that he knows what to do immediately from there.
Well, if you look at also the candidate of the PDP, also he's also been reeling out some statistics concerning how he's going to prosecute oil theft, bring back the refine and purify the oil industry and the cases that have been rising from the oil industry and also the economy. So will you say that he's not also prepared for that?
Well, you might have statistics. I remember those days, there are people that used to do what they call cramming. They cram when they are reading, they cram everything. But when they get to, the exam hall, and they now find out that it's a different question paper that is given to them, they now become a problem. That is what happened to the APC government in 2015. APC had a road plan, very wonderfully laid. You understand? They couldn't give statistics anyway. They had a road plan like the other candidates do have. But when it now got to, the day you had to execute those particular programs now, it now became a problem because you even forgot what you have crammed. Because what you made there is not different from what you thought you were going to see. So these are the reasons why I'm saying this. I am saying that the other people, they have, even Tinubu himself will tell you he has plans. You understand? I have seen some people in those days that we call no future ambition, NFA, as we used to call them. They will ask you, say, do you have plan to go to? Say, I have plan to go to university. Meanwhile, every day he's in street corners, doing some other things, not even progressing in his life and whatever as the case may be. So they just want to be there to participate. Not that they'll say, don't worry, I'll turn Nigeria around. How do you turn this country around? That is what we're asking you. Not that if you ask me to contest for presidents today, I can come and say, I will bring food for everybody by the year 2000. Let me tell you lastly, do you know that in those days I was in secondary school when what's his name, Shagari came to power. I still have a small paper I saw one day. My father gave to me. That paper said, housing for all by the year 2000. As at that time in the 80s, where we were in the secondary school, when they mentioned the year 2000, we thought that year will never come, that the world will end before that year. But the 2000 came, the year 2000 came, housing for all. We even forgot that there was a promise like that to give housing to all Nigerians by the year 2000. So we even forgot. Before we realized, they now came with Vision 2010. You understand?
Okay.
These are roadmaps that they came up with, but to implement it became a problem. When Vision 2010 couldn't work, they now said, oh, sorry, it's now Vision 2020. You understand? When 2020 got to they saw 2020 came just 2 years ago, they now said, don't worry, it's now Vision 2030. So I don't know where we are going to. So people will just come and tell you that this is what is going to. Please, we are tired of this rigmaroling, this recycling of people, prebendal, activism and whatever, and those who will come out with textbook and read as if they are in American universities. Whereas you have those who are in Nigerian universities who will read hard, put their legs in the bucket and come out with a first class. It is true, as the case may be, that if you look at what is going on right now, let them give it to be a chance. Because this man, onto the federal level, as the case may be, I'm not trying to campaign for him, but he has the statistics. He has given us a roadmap. Please, I dare everybody to go and see. I have gone through all the political parties, roadmap, blueprints, they call it different names.
There's a show already also.
Yes.
Collab,
yeah, they have it. I've gone through all of them, and all the people I've seen there. If I tell you that Peter Obi is number one in terms of organization, in terms of statistics are very right.
Some people will say that they still contested and arguable to some
Oh,
other party members.
it depends on them. It depends on them.
See.
I am not here to to campaign for him, but I am trying to say that I have gone. I saw. Do you know that Sowore also has one of the most beautiful manifesto or whatever he has. You understand? And one thing I've told Nigerians in other forums I've been to, I have told them that your manifesto becomes irrelevant and nonsensical if you do not channel your manifesto towards, chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution. Chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution. Yes, that is how your manifesto should go, and you have to craft, your manifesto around them. Chapter 2 has what they call Section 14, Sub 2B of the 1999 Constitution. That is talking about the social objective of Nigerians. Security and welfare of Nigerians is paramount. So your manifesto must tell us how you are going to provide security. Your manifesto must tell us how you are going to provide welfare for Nigerians. Welfare is large. Infrastructure. A lot of people look at when you build bridges, you think that you are developing a place. No. You see, building of roads and bridges is a very microscopic part of what they call infrastructure. Infrastructure is bigger than building roads and maybe crossovers and flyovers all over the place.
What's that infrastructure?
Infrastructures are roads, bridges, hospitals, schools, maybe employment, etc. A lot of them like that to generate people to make the city look okay. You understand? It's not just roads, water, electricity. Right. You understand? Right. So turbines and the rest of them. The other is you have to look at it, chapter 2. Then you go to that section 15. It's also in chapter 2 of the Constitution. Do you know that section 15, section 16 talks about economic objective? Do you know that section 16 of if you go through it, a committee reading says that
still in the page.
It still repeats that if you want to become president or governor, that you must be an economic engineer, so that you make the economy vibrant and don't allow Nigerians to suffer. You understand? All right. Section 17, 18 talks about education being free. A lot of people don't know that in the Constitution as it is, I can read it to you, that education should be free from primary school to the university level. I will read it to you if you want me to do that to you. You understand the point now? And illiteracy, that Nigerians, there shouldn't be any Nigerian that is an illiterate, because it is a cardinal point that you in government, you must foster educational policies that will make Nigerians leave that illiteracy level to literacy level, as the case may be. Adult literacy level is enshrined there. These are sections. So if you are building your campaigns and you don't follow the provisions of chapter 2, chapter 2 mainly is where I'm after, but it concerns the people. You have the social objective, economic objective, educational objective. It is before you go to a foreign objective. So these are the areas you build or whatever.
Time will fail us to really.
I understand. So sorry.
About that. Maybe